Hello, everyone. My name is Alex Campbell. I'm the Vice President of Corporate Development for Fireweed Metals, and we are Yukon explorers, Yukon developers, and I am happy to provide today our value proposition. Some cautionary statements. What are the investment highlights here? First off, we hold a land package of almost 1,000 square kilometers, including one of the two best-in-class assets, a polymetallic zinc, lead, silver, gallium, and germanium asset, MacPass, and a tungsten deposit that's called MacTung. Collectively, they form one of the world's largest undeveloped assets not held by a major. Within this land package of 1,000 square kilometers, we're not just sitting on it. We are doing extensive exploration. We did quite a bit of drilling last year, 16,000 meters, and completed a very comprehensive regional exploration campaign. And why are we doing this? Because we have a thesis that this thing is way more than what we already have. And that's the whole thesis here. This is a district play. We have a great basis right now, two incredible assets, but I think that we are really dealing with a district in itself. And so we are not alone in this quest. We are receiving, of course, support from the US government through a DPA, very recently through the Defense Production Act grant, and also from the Canadian Critical Mineral Infrastructure Fund to support the development of our MacTung tungsten project all the way to a feasibility or an investment decision, and also supporting from the Canadian side infrastructure development and planning for a power line all the way up to site and a road. And also we have great backers. As you all know, the Lundin family trusts have been long-standing supporters of our company, and they've been successful systematically in raising capital and also in developing and unlocking true mineral districts. A little bit on our share capital structure. As I said before, we're owned primarily by the Lundin Family Trust, approximately 18.8%. Larry Childress comes second with 12.5%. He's a high net worth individual out of the US. We have Tech Resources as well. Approximately 180 million shares outstanding and fully diluted 196 or so. That cash number is wrong. It's a little bit less than that. We have roughly at this point $19 million in our bank account, and also we are covered by 4 different analysts, average target price of $245 if I'm not mistaken. So quite a bit of upside. Well, you probably saw the news today, many of you. There's been leadership change in our board and also at the management level. The chairman of Lundin Mining Corporation, Adam Lundin, and former chairman of Filo Corp, which was just recently sold to BHP and Lundin Mining for $4.5 billion, is joining as chairman of our board. We also have Ian Gibbs, former CFO of Filo, and Jose Maria, joining as president, CEO, and director. And I mean, their experience in building district, it's pretty substantial. They've managed to unlock substantial value down in South America through the development of the Vicuña district, and through a strategy of long-term view, sustained and consistent investment in exploration and expansion, all the way through a catalyzing event, which would be a transaction. And so I think this slide is pretty telling in terms of what the strategy is moving forward, in terms of what kind of strategy we're going to be focusing on and what kind of model we want to replicate as a company. These are our projects. As I said before, we have MacPass, polymetallic zinc, lead, silver deposit. It's a collection of deposits along a splay of the Macmillan-Hess fault. And we also have MacTung, which is a tungsten deposit, both of them quite significant in size, located in northeastern Yukon, one right in the border with the Northwest Territories, both accessible by road, access to port. We have an airstrip at site as well. And we also hold an asset, very early stage, Gaina, zinc, lead, silver, gallium, and germanium, which provides further optionality to our portfolio. So MacPass, as I said before, this is a collection of 5 different deposits located along what we call a prospective corridor, Tom Jason boundary, Very recently, we announced the update of our resource estimate with 56 million tons at 7.3% zinc equivalent indicated and 48.5 million tons at 7.3% zinc equivalent inferred. Very substantial. That places us within the top 2 or 3 undeveloped resources not held by a major. In terms of highlights, last year we conducted a very comprehensive drilling campaign, 16,000 meters. Also, a very comprehensive regional campaign as well with ground gravity, soil sampling, VTEM, LiDAR, covering an extensive part of our land package with the purpose of generating new targets for year 2025. Again, our investment thesis here in our property is structure. There's a very clear structural control along a splay of the Hess-McMillan Fault going towards the northwest. And we believe that we already have a great basis, but I think we believe there's much more. And this is all we're about. We're a district play, and there's significant fertile land to continue exploring. And I think that's while we remain our deposits unconstrained, and while we continue to find more and more, we will continue to explore, and that's the strategy. Mactung, our tungsten deposit, much more advanced. We view Mactung as an enabler for the entire district. Mactung is immediately adjacent to McPass. It has a positive environmental assessment, so it can move forward, provided that it has the appropriate licensing. And more importantly, we just recently announced the grant from the U.S. government through the Defense Production Act to fund the development of Mactung all the way to a final investment decision. And what that does mean? It means that we're doing all of the efforts possible, including a re-optimization of our flow sheet, mine design, metallurgy, everything feeding into an updated, brand new feasibility study. That's $15.8 million from the U.S. Department of Defense. What are the implications for Fireweed? First of all, it's not dilutive, right? It's just a cash grant. We don't have to issue shares in order to get this funding. It has a strategic significance. McPass becomes a strategic asset for the purpose of U.S. supply of tungsten and for the purpose of national defense. And also, it doesn't have any commercial covenants, which is actually very, very, very positive. On the Canadian side, this other grant was announced jointly with the U.S. grant. It's $12.9 million, which will support the development planning of road and power infrastructure all over to site. The benefits are pretty self-explanatory. A, non-dilutive, just a cash grant, and B, it truly helps unlock our district here at McMillan Pass. And together, these two sources of funding just reflect the importance and the strategic importance of our assets for the purpose of having a resilient and strong supply chain of critical minerals for the entire of North America. That's all. Thank you very much.